Good day from Wall Street. This is Nick Casella, Senior Mining and Metals Analyst here at the Wall Street Ledger. I'm pleased to welcome on the line with us from Gold Mountain Mining, Kevin Smith. He's the President, CEO, and Director. Kevin, thank you for joining us here at the Wall Street Ledger.
Nick, thanks so much for having me.
Let's get right into it. Stock has been doing very well today, but skip a couple things here and talk about the current projects and operations first in British Columbia.
Yeah, so Gold Mountain Mining listed December 31st, and our flagship property is the Out Gold project. It's in South Central British Columbia, halfway between a community called Merritt and a city called Kelowna. It's on a 4-lane all-season highway, lots of infrastructure, lots of past spend on it. It's a past producer with 2 bulk samples being done, kicking off 97 grams a ton, but on average between the two of those. So yeah, we're really excited and driving hard to get this thing back into production and drill the resource and try to get it up over 1 million ounces near term.
Let's talk about the current infrastructure within these regions as would pertain to drilling, exploration, etc.
Yeah, I mean, when you have 50 kilometers from 2 different communities there, you have the opportunity to skip the big expense of a camp. That allows us to run a very lean operation. You also attract a different kind of employee when they can go home and sleep in their own bed at night. So, we feel very fortunate that way. There's also a gas station at the foot of our driveway. So 2 kilometers from, HQ on site, there's a full brand new gas station in there with a lodge. We're using that lodge to house our exploration crew right now. So just all this infrastructure around us and the fact that it's already been a producing mine, the money's already been spent, and we're able to go in there with a lean budget and also, deploy really quickly. It's already permitted, so we don't have to fight through any kind of permitting process. We're simply amending it and getting it back into production.
I want to talk about the current share price that's been so explosive. Year to date, it's up 8%. If you could, what is really driving that current stock price and the private placement that was also subscribed? If you could kind of talk about that for our listeners.
Yeah, I mean, when in the fall when we did our raise at 90 cents, everybody kind of thought it was aggressive and wasn't sure we'd be able to finance it. Sure enough, we came up with the 4.7 million. Shortly after listing December 31st, we released that we had a mining contract partner in Nowellman Lake, which is majority owned Indigenous. So that really helps us, from getting our permit and getting support from the local communities. It also gives us cost certainty, and these guys run multiple mines throughout the province. So, really excited to have them on board. Then we had the big announcement with New Gold as an ore purchase agreement partner. Really strong agreement for us, allows us to get into production without building a mill or having the concerns of tailing storage. So again, rapid deployment, quick into production, which is the narrative that we're pushing really hard here. And then we just hired JDS to validate our PEA and bring it up to a PFS level. And we're taking a serious look at the underground potential here. All the while, the drills are turning, and we're continuing to infill and step out on our known resource in the Siwash North Zone. And currently, we're drilling some of our deepest holes on this first phase 1 program, targeting that really high grade deep stuff that we have in the underground scenario of our mine. So, a lot of people thought we were expensive coming out of the gate, but we had a lot of news flow to support that share price. And obviously the market's responding well, trading up around $1.25, $1.26 Canadian today. And we look forward to keep marching out the good news and rewarding our early shareholders.
Let's switch gears a bit here and talk about this well-experienced and balanced board and management team at Gold Mountain.
Yeah, so Gold Mountain's an interesting mix. We have a young management team who's very operations focused, and we're all equity driven. There's no cash salaries on this management team, which I think speaks a lot when you look at our other peer groups. And then surrounding that team, you have a really experienced board who's put lots of mines into production, a lot of capital markets experience, a lot of mergers and acquisitions experience. And then we have a few titans on our advisory team. You have Tukey Angus, who's been a part of, countless multi-billion-dollar exits. And then, so he's supporting me on the sort of the business development and mergers and acquisitions and next steps for the company side. And then from an operations and exploration perspective, we have Daniel Coons. He runs a technical team out of Boise, Idaho. He's storied for Oyu Tolgoi, drilling out that deposit. So, we feel extremely fortunate, not only for the asset that we have, but the experience that we have surrounding us, helping us shepherd this project along.
A well put together team at hand. To that end, what do you really sets Gold Mountain from the other TSX Venture mining stocks?
We're a very active company. To have gone public on December 31st and have the amount of news flow that we do, to have the drills churning prior to even going public, to show the market how serious we are about dollars into the ground and pushing this project forward. The fact that we're advertising that we expect to get our permit in Q2 and be mining in Q3, Q4. We're going to continue to be a very active company, and we're going to push the pace. A lot of people told us our timelines were aggressive and that we should sort of be more conservative with what we communicate to the market. But given where we are right now and the information that we have to work with, we're still extremely confident in the timelines that we're communicating. And we plan on continuing driving in order to keep giving our shareholders good returns.
Where do you see the company positioned in about a 2 to 3 year period?
Major goals for the company are obviously to get into production, and we want to do that by the end of this year. Commercial production, meaning that we have revenues coming in. We have ambitions of uplisting to the TSX big board here in Canada, and also a dual listing on one of the big boards in the States. New York Stock Exchange is being discussed at the moment, but still flushing those details out. On top of that, we want to ramp up our production, continue to grow this project in a non-dilutive manner with the cash flow that kicks off, as well as really start taking a serious look at other opportunities that are either near-term producers or really bolt on that that blue sky greenfield exploration potential, that some of the institutions have communicated is missing. And all in all, just continue driving forward and building BC's next gold producer.
So why should investors consider the company as a good long-term investment opportunity?
I think the macro environment with gold right now is going to be really positive for precious metals. Anytime you come into an inflationary environment with central banks printing the amount of money that they are, I think that's going to provide a nice tailwind for the precious metal sector. And miners always perform extremely well, especially precious metals miners, when we get into these bull runs with gold and silver. So, when you position with us, you got a company that the drills are turning and they're exploring. There's a clear path to production. There's a goal to build a larger company. And, with our track record of driving hard and executing on milestones, that kind of points to what we look to continue delivering the market.
So surely an exciting investment story at hand. Kevin Smith, thank you for joining us here at the Wall Street Ledger.
Nick, thanks so much for having me.
Our featured guest, Kevin Smith, President, CEO, and Director at Gold Mountain Mining. Gold Mountain Mining currently traded shares on the Toronto Venture Exchange under the ticker GMTN, as well on the Frankfurt Exchange, ticker 5XFA. Thank you for joining us.